The Two Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Two Minute Hats podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Friday. Oh my God, I'm so excited, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays, Lavelle Salter. Man, when I tell you, your boy been up since 3 in the morning because I couldn't sleep because I'm so excited about tomorrow. And I just want, you know how you just want everything to just go off without a hitch and everything to just be everything, you know what I'm saying? So I just been up, man. I've been up and at 'em since the crack of dawn. And so I'm operating on very little sleep, but I'm excited. So I'm going off of adrenaline, I guess. Um, but it's a beautiful day, man. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. So we gonna jump right back into because no, we are celebrating or climaxing our 1 year anniversary on this coming Saturday, um, April the 5th, 2025, from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Memphis Alpha Memphis Education Foundation building on 4122 Barton. We are climaxing on Friday. Man, come out and help us celebrate our 1 year anniversary with a live show, networking, have a meet and greet. Man, we're just gonna have a good time, man. And so make sure you come out and just kick it with us, hang out with us for a minute on Saturday. Um, but so leading up to that, I wanted to kind of highlight some of the most memorable shows that we've had going into this 1 year anniversary. Uh, and so yesterday we kind of went through some of the shows that we did in 2025. And when I tell you, it was some interesting shows. It was a really interesting show. And so I wanted to run it back today with the rest of them because I mean we called off so many yesterday and I just wanted to come right back today and talk about some of the other most memorable shows that we had. And if you remember some of the shows or you were a part of some of the shows or you were a guest on some of the shows that we had and you remember those, you can bring those up as well in the comments and we'll be sure to acknowledge those. So, what are some of the most memorable 2 Men and Hat podcast shows this past year? Part two. Um, we think. I think the last thing we talked about was uh, what is the one thing or things that keeping you from traveling and why. And that's a big one for me because anybody that know me know traveling is my piece. And I love to travel the world. I like to experience other cultures and things of that nature. So, um, and I do understand as especially as Black people, we pay for what we want and we do what we want. So I don't really take a lot of excuses as it relates to saying you just can't travel because you can't afford it because there are too many other ways for you to kind of save your money, put your money to the side to travel. But the thing is, we don't want to let go some of those other creature comforts or some of those bad habits we got in order to save that money so we can travel. So uh, that's kind of where we are with that. Um, Another one will describe your idea of the perfect friend or friendship. that was pretty interesting. Where we had to really talk about uh, the perfect friend. What would be the perfect friend or the perfect friendship? And what I recognize or realize with friendships is that um, that a true friend is not gonna always tell you what you want to hear. You know, a true friend is gonna be that gonna help God. Well, God don't need no help, but it's gonna keep you on the straight and narrow because they're gonna challenge you. And when you're wrong, they're gonna tell you you're wrong, and you don't always get uh, people that will tell you that you're wrong in situations. So a true friend is somebody that's gonna call you out on your ish, tell you when you're wrong, tell you, hey, it's time for you to get back out there and do what you need to do. So and do it the right way. So um, that was one of the most memorable ones. Uh, if a person owes you money and you request it by text, cash app, etc., and they don't reply, what should your response or action be? Um, mine is simple. If you owe me money and I text you and you just don't reply, um, I ain't gonna keep texting you about it. Uh, but guess what? That next time you in need and you need to get a little change, it ain't gonna happen at all. You just gonna be SOL. Uh, how can you call yourself real if you don't want to see other people win in life? I'm telling you how we've had some great topics over the year. This like this last year. How can you call yourself real if you don't want to see other people win in life? Um, I think this one kind of brought up how we tend to kind of have that crab. Good morning, David. Um, we tend to kind of have that crab in the bucket syndrome. Uh, if we can't climb out the bucket, we're gonna pull you back in the bucket. You know, and so as it relates to seeing people win. Some people just don't want to see you win for jealousy or because they really too lazy to go out there and do things themselves, right? And since they don't want to really get out there and do whatever it takes uh, for themselves, they just want to hold you back or down you and whatever you trying to do. They don't want to see you win. So that's a sad person though. That really don't want to see you win. This one brought up a lot of questions around uh, weddings and actually why people get married. But what is a reasonable amount to spend on a wedding? What is the reasonable amount to spend on a wedding? And so by today's standards, um, people are really spending ridiculous amounts of money on wedding. We actually had, and I think Queen actually even talked about this in her Clock the Tea segment one time. There was a guy that went viral for, I think he spent over 150,000, almost $200,000 or whatever it was that he was spending on a wedding. So he decided that all of his invitations that he sent out to friends and family, they was gonna have to pay, I think it was $400 per person to come to the wedding. So he was gonna basically have this big elaborate wedding and then make people pay for that big elaborate wedding. And so nobody was RVSP or whatever, RSVP. And so he was upset that he went viral, uh, kind of going off saying people don't want to spend the money to come to his wedding. But nobody told you to go out there and spend 150, $200,000 for your wedding, and then you want other people to pay for it. So we came up with what is a reasonable amount to spend on a wedding. And so I think about today's standards, because my wedding probably was 32 years ago was less than $5,000. But I think about today's standards, if I had to, it'd probably be no more than 25,000, and I think that's still generous. No more than 25,000. Uh, Now you spend what you want to spend on your wedding, man. But I'm just telling you, you ain't getting no more than about 20 out of me, maybe, and that's depending on what we doing. Um, Women, men, what's your idea? Ooh, this was a good one. Women, men, what's your idea of a great first date in terms of place, activities, etc.? And that was good because it really brought up, and stay tuned because this question is probably going to come back up tomorrow during our live event with our single panel. But if I'm really trying to get to know you, I don't want to go my first date to be at a club or something loud where we got to yell over the music or yell. You know, I'm thinking, maybe a nice dinner or a coffee shop or walk in the park or somewhere where we could talk and get to know each other, versus me having to scream. And now, there are some people, they ain't really trying to date you. They trying to bump you, if you get what I'm saying. And so their idea might be a loud place so they can dance and bump up and grind and all that stuff on you so they can get you to the next spot. You know what I'm saying? So be cautious and be aware of where you allow your first dates to be with men or women. Let's see here. We just talking about the most memorable shows from this past year leading up to our event tomorrow. Um, this was one right here, man, and I think we all determined that um, a lot of us lack emotional intelligence. But the question was, can a person have emotional intelligence but struggle with articulation? Um, where you can be emotionally intelligent and aware of your emotions and your mate's emotions and feelings, but really just not know how to articulate it well, not how to get it out, how you really feel in that moment. And that can be misconstrued as you're emotionally unintelligent. And so um, we never want to, because I'm not able to really articulate or verbalize, good morning, Queen, or verbalize um, how I feel about my emotions or your emotions does not mean that I'm emotionally unintelligent. So that was a really good show as well. Um, Talking about emotional intelligence, but struggling with articulation. Um, this was a good one. So we said from age 21 to age 55, you should know these things by now. And boy, when I tell you, I had a list of some, but there were a lot of that people put in the comments, some things that really people should know by now. This is the list that I had for that. Life doesn't wait for you to be okay. Get up every day and keep pushing through. Never force anyone to choose you. You'll learn the art to spend time alone. Master your emotions. A calm mind can handle any situation. To avoid disappointment, you need to take people for who they are, and not what you want them to be. Whew. So we can literally try to put people in a box to try to make people be what we want them to be instead of just kind of trying to take people for who they are. And so if you really want to avoid the disappointment, you need to take people for who they are, not for what you want them to be. That need to be the quote of the year. Everyone will show you who they are. Just give them time. So when we talked about even like the great first date, if you are really trying to get to know somebody, and if they trying to put on a facade, because there's a such thing as counterfeit culture, where people are dating nowadays to really try to figure out what you really like, and they'll try to become that person to just try to get you and get you off your game, get you off your square, to get you where they need you to be. And so in that moment, in that time, you have to be aware that, hey, this person, and then at some point, if you keep paying attention and you paying attention to the signs or red flag, they will show you who they really are. So in time, everyone will show you who they are. Just give them time. You got to give them a little time. They'll show you who they are. You're at peace with yourself when you mind your own business. Top of the morning, Craig. You are at peace. Look, you are at peace when you mind your own business. When you can stay out of other folks' business and mind your own business, I guarantee you will be at peace. You will be at peace, sir or ma'am, when you
Tony and
yeah.
Lavella. Looking at
What up, Doc? What's going on?
what's up with it?
Man, I just read one. I said this need to be the quote of the year. To avoid disappointment, you need to take people for who they are, not for what you want them to be.
Craig, I thought Craig got off, man. What Craig get, man?
Craig. Then he said, ensure you take good care of yourself. If anything happens to you, the world will move on. And what I'm talking about is from age 21 to 55, you should know these things by now. You should know these things by now if you're age 21, between 21 and 55. Number 8, nobody cares. Work hard to get better every day. Nobody cares. Yep, and the word no brings so much peace. Man, what you said is for sure, Craig.
Yep. Yes, it's expensive.
Man, what? Number 9, if you don't work to build your own dream, someone will hire you and give you a purpose. So you can either spend some time developing and building your own dream, or somebody will pay you to help develop and build theirs.
Period.
Period.
Good loud. I'm getting inventory together while we on today. Make sure we ready.
So if you have a dream, like, I mean, you got a dream, your dream, you got these big lofty dreams and goals, and you're not working towards your dream, what are you doing? Whose dream are you working towards if you're not working towards your own?
Right.
If you're not facilitating your own life, or at least trying to navigate through your own life and set your dreams up and build your dreams, whose dreams are you building? A lot of us would, we don't even want to go through, that's too hard for us. Or some of us are just afraid of failure. But there's a old saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Dust yourself off, Doc.
Yeah, try again. So you can't, just because at the first sign of trouble or struggle, you want to throw in the towel and you ain't gonna follow your dreams no more. And then that's all right. I'm just gonna go work for Mr. John and build his company up and be a superstar at his company. And then everybody telling you on the job, you a superstar. We couldn't do this without you. You did, and you pumping your chest, and you putting all your certificates on Facebook and online, showing how you was employee of the year, employee of the month, because you out here building somebody else's dream, making a company great.
Michael Jordan said, "You fail your way to success."
Wow. Wow. So build your own dreams or build somebody else. Somebody else will give you a purpose. Number 10, free yourself from society's advice. Most of them have no idea what they're doing. I always say be careful of who advice or counsel you're taking. I learned this when I was in Amway years ago. It said only take advice, and it was from one of them books I read. Only take advice from people who are where you want to be in life. Only take advice from people who are where you want to be in life. That should be on here. 30 years is too long to sit in the office being told what to do. Bad, what I tell you, my wife just did it now. She just did it for 30 years. Sat in somebody's office, listening to them tell her what to do, struggling, going off. Now she retired. And I'm thinking right now, like if she had to go back and do it again right now, she'll probably tell you, hell no, to the no, hell to the no. She'll probably tell you, no, she ain't doing it. You shouldn't frequently take advice from people who are not where you want to be in life. I just said it. Don't take advice from people who are not where you want to be in life. Life is 100% better when no one know anything about you. That one right there is a little controversial. But I think you can, people can know some things about you, but you can limit how much personal stuff they really know about you. Good morning, Joseph. Joseph said I'm late this morning. Good morning, gents. Hard hats on. Okay.
What's up, JJ?
You become 10 times smarter when you quit. And when we talk about quit, we talking about quitting that job. When you quit that job, because guess what? It's gonna force you to use your mind and think. Lavelle used to say this after COVID hit. He used to say this, and at first I just said, "Dude, it's crazy." I started thinking about it more and more. He said, "COVID was the best thing that happened to some of us because it forced us to get out of our comfort zone, out of our element, and go out there and do something different and not rely on somebody's job to pay us." It forced a lot. There's a lot of people started their businesses during COVID.
Yep.
Because they were laid off from their jobs or hours were cut back or whatever. So you become 10 times smarter when you quit. Because at that point, you gotta really figure out what it is that I gotta do to keep the food on the table. Actually, it says you become 10 times smarter when you quit the news and put politics out of your topic unless it's the official occupation or it benefits you positively. Same thing. You need to be smart enough to create your own opportunities. Don't wait for them to come to you. Man, so when people do go out and start a business, whether it's some type of product or some type of service or what it is, you can't sit back and say, let me see who's gonna come and buy my product. Let me see who's gonna come and buy my service. You got to get out there and promote your product and your service and put it out there in front of people so people can get it. I was up at 3 this morning looking at TikTok, and I saw a young lady. All the caption of the video said was preparing these orders to go out. And the video went straight to her going to, it looked like a storage unit. She opened the door to the storage unit. She got in there. It had power in the storage unit. She had all her supplies in there. She went and started gathering like labels, stickers. You can see her getting the stickers off the shelf, the labels off the shelf, you know. And then she went into a side where she had all of her whatever she was selling, and she started pulling it out by color, I guess for the orders that people ordered. Then she started packaging, nice little package, nice little box. She put a sticker, she put a handwritten postcard in each box, thanking them for the business, and put another card. And then she got a fancy piece of tape that she used with her logo on it to close the box and tape it off. And it would look really nice. And the thing said, what she was selling was carnival, preparing my carnival orders to go out. Like carnival.
Yes.
And that's like, so I went straight to the comments like everybody. I'm like, what the hell is a carnival? So I went to the comments, and supposedly, I guess this bag is for you to pack your hair in. Like if you're traveling or whatever, women pack their wigs, their hair, the Brazilian hair. I don't know what that's. I assume that's what it was. And according to the comments, because everybody was in the comments like, what the hell is a carnival? Now, mind you, this woman was fine as all our get out, so a lot of people was focusing on how fine she was instead of what she was packing. But I was curious as what the hell is she packing? Because when I tell you, she had a gazillion million comments just trying to figure out what it is she was packaging. So
it was branded. I mean, she had it going on.
She had it going on, bro. And you need to be smart enough to create your own opportunities and don't wait for them to come to you. And that's what she was doing. Can you imagine how many sales she got from creating that video? Just with the people saying, what's this? And then her coming back maybe saying, oh, I sell this, that. Oh, for real? I need to order that. So get out and create your own opportunities, babe. Okay. So that was so we had 15 things from 21 to 55. You should know these things by now. And we had 15 of them that we listed, and plus a whole bunch of them that came. And so I got a topic that I'm saving for next week, because I've seen a couple of videos on this lately, and this really is like, I just can't believe people are like really discounting people. But another topic we had was, are short men intimidated by tall women, and are tall women attracted to short men? And so we had a nice little discussion on that, and we realized that a lot of women that are tall don't want short men. They're not even attracted to short men. But there are some short men that aren't necessarily intimidated by tall women. This was a good one. Do you believe in karma? Reap what you sow. We just talked about that again. We doubled down on that one again a week or so ago. Or matching negative energy with a person. And we discovered that, man, karma is real. Reaping what you're sowing is real. It may not come right then. Oh, but it's coming. It's definitely coming. Is there ever a good time to put credit in your child's name? We had a whole little conversation around when should children even be taught like the financial literacy part and all that stuff. And that was a really, really, really good show. If you found out your child, if you found your child in their room with his or her boy girlfriend in bed, what would you do? Especially if you've already discussed the rules with both of them.
Yeah, like I said the other day, we don't cover so much content. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, like if they say we don't be all over the place with our content, they lying on us, bro.
And in this thing, we just went to an hour. We were just doing 30 minutes.
But that's why we ended up going to an hour, because the 30 minutes was going to 40, 45 minutes. So we were going over anyway.
Yeah.
But that I think that one actually probably, because we played a video along with that. And that one kind of really touched a lot of people's nerves. Because if I remember when I was young and dating, and I would bring little girls, by my mom's house, sit back there, and then we didn't have, like, our front room was right next to my mama room. I'm like, I don't want to sit in the front room and talk, right? And then it wasn't a TV. My mom was old school. She didn't keep a TV in the living room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her living room was her living room. Like, when guests and company came over, they sat and they talked in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's really what the room was for. But I mean, I ain't want to be right next to my mama room sitting and talking. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would, sneak them past her room to my room. Back there, watching movies and TV. Man, my mama was in that room. This ain't no whole house. That's the reason, man, I moved out real early. Because I said, I got to get my own crib, bro. So I kind of moved out, man, right when I graduated high school. I was out of there. Because I wanted my space, my privacy. I wanted to be grown, because I was smelling my tail, as they say. One of the worst mistakes I ever made. I should have stayed there and saved. Boy, I stayed about 50, 60, 100,000. Name something that a man or woman does that they think is a turn on, but is really a turn off. Man. I'm telling you, we didn't talk about it. If it can be talked about,
we talked about it.
We didn't talk about it. Let's talk about it. In today's society, what is the definition of, or who is considered a single person? Can you be in a committed relationship and still be considered single? I'm telling you, we didn't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Name something.
I was thinking last night, we were talking about guests that we had on the show, man. I enjoyed Sean, Trust the Process.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sean was real good.
Encouraging young cat, man.
Yeah. And I didn't know, like I said, he had wrote the book and stuff like that. That was, yeah. You start finding out a lot about a person, man, the more you really talk it, and that's why it's important to get to know people,
Mm-hmm.
Name something that a man or woman does that is a turn on for you. Me, I don't know. We ain't gonna talk about it.
How far did you go back, bro?
Bro, not necessarily to the beginning, but I know I just started writing down. I started keeping all our topics in my note fold on my phone, and I just would put the topics in there every day.
Wow.
Yep. And so I got topic after topic after topic after topic. Let's go and clock that T with Queen right quick, and then we'll jump back in some of these.
Morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that T with your girl, Queen Watkins. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. Time to clock that T. Have y'all seen the viral video of the girl that has sexual intercourse with a corpse? Yeah, let's talk about it. I really want to talk about it with her to see where her mind was at to even do some shit like that. But let's continue. I'm going to give you all the story time that she gave to us, that she proud of. So there was a guy that passed away that she had a crush on. She went to his funeral. So she went to the funeral services, and when everything was over, everybody went to the repast except her. She waited until it was cleared out, and she went up to the casket, and she decided that she wanted to kiss on old boy.
Ugh.
Then she decided, let me open the bottom of the casket, the other part of the casket that's not open. She decides to open the casket and pull old boy pants down and gonna say he looked good to be a corpse. Girl, what? So she then looked at his thing, at his cucumber, and was like, it's on hard.
Duh.
So she checked the casket and was like, it's sturdy. So she decided to hop her ass on top of him. So she then said, I inserted it in and rode it like a horse. Let's put the icing on the cake, y'all. She said she's a sex worker, and that is the best sex she has had. She don't know if it's because he wasn't living or what, but that's the best intercourse that she has had. What type of not only after she had intercourse with this man, she then went to the repast like ain't nothing never happened. She is proud of what she's doing, y'all. She is one of the most hated people on TikTok, allegedly, right? But she likes it because of the fact that she's getting paid off of it, and she's saying that's a lot of clout for her, and a lot of people are calling her to ask her to attend their loved one's funeral, and she thinks that's cute. Girl, if I'm not mistaken, you keep doing mess like that, the police don't come knocking on your door. That is sexual assault. Hell, you can call it RAPE as well, but because that man didn't tell you to hop up on him and ride nothing. You chose to do that on your own, and he's a corpse. I cannot wrap my mind around it. When I seen this story out, I was hoping she was joking. But old girl is, as you go down her page, she might be telling the truth. But how you gonna sit up and be riding that man and nobody walks in? What type of funeral home were you at for nobody to walk in? How long was you on top of these men, right? It's so many questions in my mind. I really want to talk to her like, girl, what was you thinking? All right, y'all, that's all the tea that I have today. Make sure y'all tune in to 2 Minute Hats, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. Don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins. Clock that tea. Y'all, the 2 Minute Hats meet and greet networking event is this weekend, y'all. You don't want to miss out on this event. Get your tickets today. We're going to have an amazing time. And we definitely want to see y'all there. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
I'm floored. I don't have anything to say.
I don't like it's hard for me to believe.
Like, it ain't first time I've heard it.
But where's the proof that she actually did that? Because she just said she did.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, now I do know of a story where this girl that worked in a facility jumped on this old man that had, and she saw how big his thing was. She got on him. So, but to mess with corpse, I mean, that is definitely a criminal offense. Because y'all remember the dude that was having sex with the dead bodies, the ladies that he went to jail. I think that want to say that was in Memphis. He was of the Caucasian persuasion.
That's crazy.
But yeah, he was having sex with dead lady corpses. Yeah. So yeah. So do I think it's happening? Yeah, some sick people out here. But to get on social media and say you did that is retarded, to say the least. You got to be slow or something.
Morning.
You got to be slow or something. The 2 Million and a Half Podcast Meet and Greet Networking event is tomorrow, y'all. It's finally here. It's tomorrow from 12 to 4. And we are excited. Man, I'm telling you, it came up so quick. Like, so quick. We are going to climax our year anniversary on tomorrow, man. We're gonna have some good times. We're gonna drink, be merry, eat, have a live show. It's going to be good. I cannot wait at all, man. We're gonna have the merch table full. We're gonna have it in effect, y'all. So you're gonna be able to get your 2 Men and Hat t-shirts, hats, coffee mugs, tumblers, and clack fans. You're gonna be able to get all that stuff tomorrow, man. You're gonna be able to get it. And if you want to be able to wear your t-shirt at the event or drink out your mug at the event, hey, you can purchase it in advance or purchase as soon as you get there and go to the bathroom and switch watches, change it out. Yeah. And we also gonna have giveaways that we're gonna be giving away. Raffling off, well, not really raffling, but just giving away. So you'll actually get you a ticket at the door when you get there. So we excited about it, man. We excited about all of that stuff that's going on tomorrow. And so let's jump on back, because I had so many questions about why Quita was talking. I'm like, this is like the craziest stuff I ever heard for in my life. And for you to go on social media and brag about it has to be, it's disgusting, but it has to be like, you got to be a real sick individual to actually get on social media and brag about something like that. And who in the world is inviting you to their loved one's funeral now? Come on, man. Get out of here. Ain't nobody trying to hear that stuff. All right. So let's get back to some of these most memorable shows in the last year. If a man or woman that you're dating or married to tells you that they are gay, would you take them back if they came back later and said they've changed back?
Yeah, I remember that one.
The women was hard. They was like, hell no, I ain't taking them back. Woo. Now this was a good one too. What jobs make it hard for you to have a serious relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember that one. Men, how do we gain or keep a woman in relationship when we are not intentional in the way we pay attention to them? Do you think social media is forgiving when it comes to people's past? No. That's a hard, like, no. Or one of them forceful no's. They are not forgiving it. Whatever you did in the past, if they can highlight it, bring it up, a video on it, a picture, boy, you ain't gonna never live that one down. That's why I was like, I don't know why people want to do stuff on cameras, take pictures of everything they do and videos of everything they do, because if it get out, man. Divorced women, why do you keep the last name of your ex? That was a good one. Realistically, what do you think the average salary is for a single person in Memphis, Tennessee, and the surrounding areas? Based on the current state of the economy, do you think that a person can support and sustain a family off of that income? We determined that wasn't enough. What do you do when you gift someone with something and they are unpleasantly unhappy with it? Take it back. Give me my shit. Or do you just never buy them anything else again? What is something that your parents or grandparents gave you that you still have or would carry with you today? So I got a couple things, even though my dad's still here, but I got a couple things that my dad has given me that means like everything to me. One, when he retired from Smith and Nephew, they gave him a gold Seiko watch, and I still got the watch. He gave it to me. So I got the watch. I don't wear it. Nothing. It's just in my watch box. And the other thing was his 1964 Ford Galaxy, the ghetto rat. I got that out there. So those are two things that I forever like ain't parting ways with it.
Yeah.
Not while I'm living. What is a pronunciation error that you always find annoying? One for me was screet.
We had a ball on that one.
Yeah, but that screet and them scrimps. Scrimps. Milk. Oh my God.
Ironically though, what's so crazy, Glorilla has made Memphis famous just out the way she talks. Everybody love to interview her, just off of how she sounds. She's from Memphis. That's crazy. Well, it's some other cities, man, way country than Memphis is, though. I believe.
Way country. Hold on a second. I'm looking through this. That somebody said, "Sis, you still single? Instead of a BBL, you should have got a CDL."
Right.
You should have got you a CDL instead of BBL. What is the one feature you would change about yourself given the opportunity? And we found that some people are just really unhappy with themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's so many on this list, Lavelle. Should women whose children live with the father be required to pay child support? Because there are a lot of situations where the child lives with the dad, but the mama don't pay child support. But if the child live with the mama, the dad pay child support.
Yep. I told y'all on this show, I got a partner of mine. I'm sure that been some years ago. His son was living with him, and he was still paying child support.
Wow.
That child support thing is a mean game. You talking about pimping? Boy.
Is there a difference between an independent person and a self-sufficient individual? I remember we brought Dunn out on that one.
Yep.
Dunn came out the closet on that one. Should there be mandatory curfews for all children under 18 that are out with are out without an adult present? I think we even tried to look and see if there were any laws or Tennessee laws or anything surrounding that. I don't know if we actually found any or not. I can't remember, but I just remember that show. I remember we did look that up. Is there an age limit on dating? When is too young or too old to date someone? For example, can a 65-year-old woman date a 39-year-old man? And so when we looked at that, we discovered that like really, ain't no limits on age. We actually played a video where it was a lady. She was almost sick. She wasn't 70 yet, but she was 60 something, and she was dating a guy that might have been like 40 or 41, something like that. And her kids was like, well, they were like, it was her grandkid. They were like, grandmama, and she was like, what y'all? I'm happy. Like, what y'all worried about me for? And grandmama was jazzy. Grandmama was jazzy as all outdoors.
What about the older lady that said she got pregnant by the young dude?
Oh yeah, yeah. She got pregnant by the younger dude.
She said, "You just think I'm just around here just sleeping with everybody?" He said, "How did that happen?"
What was his name? Her name was Bertha. Was her name Bertha or something like that?
Patrice, something like that.
Beatrice or Burgess, yeah. I guess she had been trying to call him to let him know she was pregnant. He wouldn't answer the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Is this Bertha?" She was like, "Yeah, I've been calling you." He was like, "Oh, I've been busy working." Man, that lady said, "You finna be a dad." He said, "Huh?" man, look, that dude got quiet. He was sad. He said, "Whose is it?"
Right.
That lady said, "You think I'm around here horn sleeping around?"
Mm-hmm.
I don't do that. If a man is in business for himself and is interested in dating a woman, should he charge her for any work that she asks him to do? He's only interested now. They're not actually dating. We discovered that some women got some. They feel like folks should be just catering to their need. Like if you like me, you should be. If I call you over to do this work, you should do it for free. It don't work. You getting this bill. You getting that work and this bill.
Right.
You gonna pay me. Would you eat meat? Would you eat a meat substitute that is designed into the form of a steak by a 3D AI printer?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we showed the video on that printer making a steak. What are the biggest secrets people keep in relationships? Man, we didn't talk. I'm telling you, bro, we didn't talk about some stuff. Do you think that what you entertain is a reflection of you? Do you believe you are who you entertain and attract? Do you think you are entertained? Do you think you are who you entertain and attract? Yeah, I mean, you allow what you allow. As a man or woman, when did you realize you weren't ish? Wait a minute.
My cousin from Atlanta. What's up, Letitia?
I was gonna say, men need to go to court like women do. Plain and simple. No reason you shouldn't be getting child support if the child lives with you and the other parent isn't contributing. I think there should be a curfew under 18. Yeah, that's what I said. That's at 18 and under. Well, it don't really matter. I agree. I think it should be a curfew too if you don't if you out, without an adult, I think it should be a curfew. And she said 11 p.m. I said, I think that's too late. I would say 10. She said no age limitation on dating if there are 2 consenting adults, and by adults I mean 21 plus, not age of majority. Okay, that's cool. I get it. As a man or woman, okay, I said that when you realize you weren't ish. Is it cool for a woman to order to-go food on a first date while they are sitting in a dine-in restaurant?
That was crazy, bro.
But hell, she ordered to-go food for her 5
Oh,
children.
cheers. Yeah. They almost go with the one when the lady brought her 8 children to the restaurant for the date.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
But I even if you wasn't ordering food for your children at home, but if we sitting at a restaurant and you order your entree and had your drinks or whatever, order some dessert, if you turn around and say, yeah, I'm let me get that lobster and shrimp to go too, I'm probably sitting there like, she must finna pay for that herself. Cause I might come back and say, put that on a separate ticket.
Right.
Cause you tripping now. She said, I was trying to keep up with your questions. we just basically talking about all of the topics that we've talked about in the past year, leading up to our 1-year anniversary celebration tomorrow. We're doing a 2 Man and a Half podcast meet and greet networking event tomorrow. And so it's celebrating our 1-year anniversary. So we was leading up to all the most memorable shows and topics that we had leading up to tomorrow. So you would be running trying to keep up with all these topics I'm talking about. Yeah, she brought 8 kids to her first date.
Mm-hmm.
It was her first date. She brought all 8 of her kids on the first date.
She called and said, "I'm getting the children ready." Like he was thinking he was getting the children, she was getting the children ready to go to the babysitter.
Drop them off somewhere. Yeah, probably drop them to the babysitter. Rodney said, "Yeah, that to-go order coming out of her pocket." Yeah, like I'm gonna tell her, yeah, the waitress or waiter, you can put that on a separate ticket, my guy. And if she get mad, then yeah. Thank you, Letitia. That's what it is. If she get mad, that's what it is. She was gonna get mad anyway, cause she was for the streets anyway. For her to even order a to-go order. Yeah, she brought her 8 kids. She was tripping.
Tisha, we got to catch up, kids.
We talked about navigating toxic relationships, signs, coping mechanisms, and escape strategies. We talked about building healthy communication habits in romantic relationships. We talked about the art of forgiveness, the when, why, and the how to forgive in relationships. We talked about overcoming jealousy and insecurity in relationships. Man, I like the one we talked about blended families. We talked about blended families, the challenges and tips for successful integration. Man, we just look. When I tell you we can go on and on, one of the most memorable and really good. I mean, all of the interviews were good with all of our guests, but one that kind of stood out to me that I really, really liked was the one with Tamala.
Yep.
She actually teaches abroad, lives abroad. And so we asked her question like, why teach abroad? What are the pros and cons of teaching and living abroad? What credentials do you have to have in order to be able to teach abroad? Did she have to negotiate her contract, or was the contract just given to her? What companies or organizations can you work for in doing something like that? How do you determine the housing and transportation when you living out of the country or whatever like that? What are the school breaks like, or if you get school breaks, what are they like? And I determined, like we determined, like her school breaks are kind of just like the school breaks here. They get the fall break, the winter break, the summer, the spring break. They get all those kind of breaks too. When she living abroad, what countries or regions has she worked in? And she had worked in, I think, like Qatar, Egypt, Africa. Where else? She's in Vietnam now, so she's worked in different countries. So
Man,
no Cowboys topics in your first year? LL, just kidding. No, man, I was so mad at the Cowboys. We ain't talking about the Cowboys.
She just recently took some pictures at some event that she went to over there. Man, those pictures were amazing. All that stuff that she was doing and them statues and
Oh
the
yeah.
water and stuff over there.
I,
Those
was that
photos-
was that in Vietnam or when she was in Bali?
I don't let me see.
What the good thing about her living in those places, she travels to so many other countries that are close in proximity, because she could travel for little or nothing to those places. So you might see she actually has a Instagram page called Tam's Travels. And so you could probably look at a lot of stuff like places she's been, and she has beautiful pictures like like the scenery and stuff is just crazy, man. So
What was she? What she was? This was just recent.
oh, cause she was in she went to Indonesia.
That may be where it was because it was some kind of special event that it was for like the whole week or 3 days or something.
Yeah, she went to Indonesia for a few days, and then she went to I don't think she did nothing on her spring break. I think she just kind of relaxed and rested on her spring break. We talked about
Beautiful.
what are some of the biggest adjustments a person would have to make living abroad or working abroad. So we've talked about a lot of different stuff, man, over the past year, and I still didn't get to a lot of the stuff that we actually talked about. So we have talked about a lot of different variety of topics. And I still think the most memorable one for me, it was talking about them ladies, them panty liners.
Boy, you
Them
crazy.
panty liners. That well, I'm telling you, I learned some stuff right there.
Oh wow.
Yep. So that's what we have, man. We got the 2 Minute Hat meet and greet event tomorrow, man. We're gonna have the merch on deck. We're gonna be giving away stuff. So we want to see your face in the place tomorrow. It's here. It's finally here. Look, I don't know no other way. We done posted it all over social media, Instagram, YouTube. I don't know no other way we can tell y'all. Y'all do know the Sisterhood strut has been postponed to I think next weekend. So y'all got places to go. Y'all can come out and hang with us. Come out and hang with us tomorrow. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the drinks. Come out and enjoy with us tomorrow. If you want to be a vendor, there's still time. You can be, you could be a vendor. If you was gonna be a vendor at the Sisterhood strut, come on, be a vendor there. We got you. So, anywho, man, that's all we have for today, man. We will see y'all tomorrow at 12 p.m.
Wow. It's here, bro.
That's our year. Look, that's our year in review.
Hey, are we the reason why Facebook done stopped all the lives being stored? That's a lot of content for 365
it's
days.
A lot of content being stored. So they probably
That's a lot of content every day, Doc, except for 2 days.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Been such a long time.
Miss P said I'll be there. Yeah, thank you, Miss P. We know you're gonna be there. One of the GGs. She gonna be there. So anywho, man, we appreciate y'all, man. We'll see y'all, man, Monday morning, man. For those who don't make it tomorrow, we'll see you Monday morning.
We got also, man. We forgot to make this point in memory. when I surprised you with our first and only theme song from Prince DJ.
Yeah, that was a memorable moment. That definitely was a memorable moment.
You didn't have a clue.
Cause I'm listening to it, and I said, "Did I just say Tony and Lavelle? Wait a minute, let me listen to that again."
Yeah, man. So, man, big shout out to Prince DJ and Dion Lofton, man. Dion made the track. Prince DJ. I'm like, literally, I sent it to him. He sent it back in no time. I had really wanted to try to because we got so much going on, trying to make this day what it's gonna be. I really wanted to try to see if he could get there and perform the track live. That would have been dope.
Yeah, he's in Alabama.
Yeah.
He got a show in Alabama. I reached out to him too. And he said he would definitely been there and performed it live. He could have brought us out live on that junk.
That'd have been dope. That would have been so dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta make sure we had that on deck when we start the show. So
and then I think the last biggest highlight of this year was adding Queen to the show, bro.
Yeah, we said that yesterday.
Yeah. Was adding Queen to the show. With that Clock That T segment. And so we appreciate y'all, man. Everybody has the faithful people that have been with us, man, all year, the new people that have come along and joined us. We appreciate it. We can't wait to see y'all tomorrow, man. See your face in the place, man. Make sure, even if you can't come, reach out to us so you can get, support us by getting some of your gear, man. Get you a nice hat, get you a t-shirt, a coffee mug, a clack fan, a tumbler or something, so just reach out to us and we'll get her done, man. We'll get her done. So we'll get it to you. Make sure we get it to you. So we definitely need your support any kind of way you can give it to us. All right. Pray us out, Lavelle.
Man. I'm almost too emotional, doctor. Just start praying. I'm gonna start crying.
Don't you do all that crying tomorrow, man. Don't get it out your system today. Just get it out your system.
I might have to start drinking them whole readers early.
Oh Lord, you're gonna be real emotional then.
Yep, because I'm actually I'm finna get ready. We'll talk about that after the thing, but yeah. Well, let us pray. Most gracious God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for waking us up this morning, starting us on our way, giving us reasonable portion of health and strength, clothing us in our right mind, Lord God. Thank you for life, and thank you for life more abundantly. Continue to bless our efforts, Lord God. Touch our weekend, Lord God, that you have blessed us to have to celebrate 1 year and come together and meet individuals and connect, work, and greet with individuals that have poured into us and been a part of the situation that you have blessed us with. Continue to touch our efforts as we continue to help people evolve to be better individuals than they were on yesterday. Continue to touch Tony family, my family, Queen family, and every family that has been connected with us. And we ask you to do the $1 in Jesus' name, and we said, amen.
Man, we'll see y'all Monday morning, same bad time.
Same bad place.
2 Minute Hats. Let's talk about it.
It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That T. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.